Hello viewers, here is a rather uncommon Vtech telephone. This is a model VT1970CI. One of the most unique features about it is that it has a retractable antenna. Anyways, the screen is spoiled, so we're going to open this up and attempt to repair on the screen. So let's see what we can do here. Okay, I don't know how long that took. I'll put a timestamp over the video to show. That is, or that was, the absolute hardest thing I've ever disassembled when it comes to phones. That was ridiculous. But now we're finally granted access to the ribbon cable that needs to be reflowed. So I'm going to set this on the contacts here and the battery. And we can see what we're working with here. So I'm going to begin the reflowing process. And I hope we can get this working, because this is a pretty unusual phone. This angle is horrible though, so I'm going to have to be very, very careful. Actually, I got to figure out here, make a determination if the issue is within the connection to the panel or the board. It's very hard to tell because there's almost no space to work with in here. I'm going to start by reflowing the connection to the board because I think that's a safer bet. And if it doesn't fix it, then I'll just have to do the other one as well. Okay, so the screen is working now. All the pixels have been recovered. I can get the battery thing on there, I'll show you. There we go. The last two are 5s, but all the pixels are working. And this was a great example of a project where you really just have to go slow and be careful and give it the time that it needs. Because if you were to rush through this, you would have wrecked the phone, because the way it goes together and comes apart is just not very clear. So anyways, this was definitely one of the hardest things to disassemble in the phone world anyways that I've ever dealt with. This screen, this was just very difficult to get apart. It was glued on the sides, and the glue had to be like kind of cut off. I'm gonna go quick through all those other parts, because otherwise it would just, the video would get too long. It wouldn't be very interesting. But anyways, so I'm just going to confirm that this is still working, and then it is still working. The only thing that's happened here as far as damage goes is there's a little bit of scratching up at the top of this panel. I don't even know if it's going to pick up on the video. Yeah, there it is. And I really don't understand how that would have happened. But if that's the worst that happened in all this freak show of getting this thing apart, I can't complain too much. So I'm going to begin reassembling now, and it may be easier to stick that in there, I think, for now. And I'm going to go quick through the assembly as well. I'm only going to underscore one part which is really kind of difficult to figure out, and that was this antenna situation. The antenna mount goes on here like this, and this screw not only holds in the antenna, but it holds the board down onto the front case. And with the antenna in place, it's like that, completely blocking the screw. So after some careful analysis of this antenna, I discovered there appears to be threads, well, not threads, notches inside this piece. So perhaps it screws, and that's exactly what it does. So all in all, this phone is extremely difficult to disassemble, and this is, I think this is the most difficult phone I've worked on thus far. But patience has paid off, and the screen has now been repaired, so hopefully we can put this back together with no damage, and we'll have a nice working piece afterwards. Alright, this is all back together and ready to go. Show the startup sequence of the screen. Well, it's not of the screen of the phone itself, with the screen working. Alright, so that's going to complete the repair. We'll have some more videos on this phone to come. Thank you for watching.